Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. For today's review, we're taking a look at the Mondo 1/12 scale Real Ghostbusters EGON Spengler. Again, they ship it in this ungodly huge box. It does have a magnetic flap, so it does close and open, which is pretty cool, but in the inside, there's the figure. It just looks like a ghost trap from the Real Ghostbusters. If you want to see the full thing, you can check out my Peter review. And then on the side, you'll see EGON Spengler and then Mondo and 1/12. So let's get this guy opened up and take a closer look. And here's Egon out of the packaging. Egon is my favorite Ghostbuster, so definitely have to pick him up, despite my lack of trust that the articulation would be interesting for these guys. So yeah, he looks good, looks exactly like he does in the show. Some people were talking about how they look like their later looks in the show versus their, beginning looks, but I'm not sure. I haven't gone back to rewatch it. But if anybody else knows about that, please let me know down in the comments below. The teal jumpsuit is nice. The pink, the boots looks good. The belt. All the bits and bobs are there. The head sculpt looks really good. I like the way they did the glasses. They're thin enough. And then they have the nicely painted eyes above that. So really cool. So for articulation, unfortunately, my ball joint for his head is stuck in this conked position. So I have to heat that up in order to get it to move anywhere. But even if I do get it heated up, I highly doubt this is really going anywhere because it's not, even as it is right now, you can't tilt it side to side. And I assume you'll get more range if I could manage to free that up. But even just on the ball joint alone, it's not going to look down and it doesn't look up. And this is straight out of the box, straight from Mondo, got delivered this morning. Interjecting with future me here, I did end up heating up his head, or that ball joint that was super duper stuck underneath there, and then pop the head back on. So, to my surprise, look at that! He can look up that much. He can look down a little bit, and you can get him to do a little bit of side-to-side attitude, which is pretty cool. And of course, you can turn it all the way around. So yeah, heat up your figure. I mean, literally, you can even kind of pull it off the ball joint a little and get him to look up, quite a bit more. So I kind of wish they made Peter's, or the back of Peter's hair, a little softer, so that way you can kind of utilize that ball joint and make him look up. Because Peter definitely cannot, but Egon can. So that's good to know. It's nice to be wrong about limited articulation. No neck articulation, but his arms do go up into a T like that, which is good. He does have caps for butterfly joints, but the arms don't really go forward, so it's not necessary at all, just to kind of cover this, but you can still see the hinge there, so I don't know what that is for. He does have single jointed elbows, if I can get them to twist around where they need to be. He has single jointed elbows. It's fine. The hands here are on a peg and a swivel, or peg hinge. You can swivel that hinge around and get it to do whatever you need. Then it does swivel here at the elbow, and the pad moves around. For the waist, you just get a twist. You can kind of crunch it, but not really. It's not going to go anywhere. It's more of a swivel. For the legs down here, this is as far as you're going to get out. And then kicking forward, which I still feel afraid to push because it's so tight. He kicks forward about that much, which I think was more than what Peter could do, and maybe his was just more stuck, but at least he can kind of get a straight out kick. The crotch piece is soft. He has a single jointed knee, which is fine. There's rotation here at the boot cuff. The feet can go all the way down, all the way up, and then ankle rocker really deep, really good for those wide stances. So you can get him to do any kind of ghost busting poses, which is great. That's what you want for a Ghostbuster. But again, at the price point, I want to be able to do whatever I want with these guys, and it doesn't matter if it's in character or not. Um, so let me know what you guys think about that down below. Do you think you should be able to do whatever you want with a figure if it costs over $100, or do you think just because it's a character that doesn't normally do Spider-Man poses that, you know, they should limit the articulation and be true to the sculpt? In my opinion, I feel like if I wanted something that's super sculpt accurate and I can't really play with it the way I want, like I would have just bought a statue in that pose, and that would be good enough. But anyways, let's get into his accessories. So for his accessories, he comes with a handful of stuff. So first, he comes with an alternate head sculpt, just like Peter did. So it's more of a scared, shocked head sculpt, which would be good if you did get the 2-pack with the Boogeyman, because he does not like the Boogeyman. You have very nice expression, very nice paint and sculpt, very clean. There's even like slight, like darker yellow shading in the hair, which I think is really, really cool. Also, his ponytail is kind of soft, or like the rat tail in the back is kind of soft, so that's good. Shouldn't break that off. Then he comes with this ghost that has a little bit of articulation, just the arms move up and down, which is completely fine. He's still on this tiny base, which I still don't understand why it's so small. I feel like it should be bigger, but I guess you could stack it on top of stuff and make it look, you know, at a higher elevation. Nice paint and sculpt. I do have some paint missing right there on its tooth. But yeah, I have no clue what this ghost name is, but very cool that it was included. And then he comes with the ghost bomb, or ghost grenade, that was used when they sealed off the Boogeyman's dimension. And I think this thing is really, really cool. Nicely painted and sculpted. All the little buttons there are clean. And the side there is clean too. So very cool. And then just like Peter, he comes with another ghost that's going into the trap. So instead of the Boogeyman, I don't remember which ghost this is. I think it might be a ghost that they were catching at the beginning of this episode. But it still looks really good, really nicely sculpted. Has a wacky little face, and then the hands are soft, so you won't break them if it falls on the ground. And then, of course, Egon can't come without his PKE meter. I thought the PKE meter had... Oh, wait, actually, we're learning as we're reviewing. So if you pop that up, you can carefully pull each of these out, it looks like. I don't think like any of these buttons do anything on the side. But it looks like you can swing these side pieces out. I'm kind of scared. I don't want to break it. Let me see if I can... Oh, it's kind of going. Okay. So yeah, so you can extend the sides. So that's really, really cool. That's a really cool accessory. Such a small figure. And then you can collapse them and put it back in. So that's really cool. I'm very scared on the longevity of that, especially if you keep pushing it or pulling it in and out. But it does have a little hook here, and you can like hook it to his belt if you want. Let me see if that kind of works. Kind of, not really. There we go. Yeah, okay. So if you want to put it on his belt, you can do that, which is pretty cool. And then, of course, he comes with a ghost trap with the pedal there and a bendy wire for the wire. And then you come with a version of the trap that's, you know, no ghost in it. Then, of course, you can't be a Ghostbuster without your proton pack, so he does come with one. The same as Peter's. Has the harness there. Everything's nicely painted and sculpted. This yellow pipe is like a soft rubber piece, so no worries there. And then, of course, you can hook this on here, hook the wand on there, and then you can hook the ghost trap onto the side. And then if you want the PKE meter to dangle anywhere, you can just find some spot to hook it on there and then do that if you don't want to put it on his belt. But again, very nice. Very cartoon accurate. And then for hands, he does have gloved variants of the grippy hands or the grabby hands. They're kind of soft, so you can pull them open, but I think you might have to heat them up a lot in order to get them to even attempt to hold this thing, and it's not, or you can like balance it there on the palm, maybe. But I don't understand why they didn't include a hand to hold the ghost grenade. Like, I could have sworn they held it in the show. But yeah, I'm very confused on that. And just the lack of hand options in general, I'm super confused on why they did not decide to do anything different. Kind of like, I liked how NECA did their TMNT line, where even though a lot of the hands were the same, they did have particular hands for different turtles, and since they're all the same color, it doesn't matter. You can swap them in between, the turtles. So I wish they would have given us a variation of gloved hands at least. That way you can have like a pointing glove hand. You could have like a thumbs up glove hand. Something, anything else. You can do it with the glove hand, and you can swap it between busters. And that way it incentivizes people to buy all 4 of the guys if they weren't going to originally. But yeah, I don't know why they decided to not do that. Maybe they'll be included with a different character. But last but not least, we do get a stand here, so you can have Egon standing on that if he's not going to be balanced on your shelf. And then, of course, you get the Proton Pack stream, or the Neutrino Wand stream, which is pretty cool. I believe this is the same color as Peter's. I don't think they're any different. Same sculpt and everything. But yeah, when the light hits it just right and it's like going through it, you can see it's like a light blue plastic, which is pretty cool. And those are all of his accessories. Again, I always wish we get more hands, more expressions for the guys, because they are pretty expressive in the cartoon. But yeah, that's about all I would add for his accessory set. I think the PKE meter, again, is really, really cool that they were able to do that. Just definitely be careful playing with it. Let's move on to some size comparisons. So to start off the size comparisons, here he is standing next to Peter. Egon is a little bit taller than him, which is accurate. Looks pretty cool together. The lineup is looking great. Can't wait to get Winston and Ray into the fray. I don't know if I'm going to pick them up per se, but definitely if I decide to, I think they look really cool on the shelf. And then here he is standing next to a Mezco cartoon turtle and a Lightning Collection Dino Thunder White Ranger. I think he fits in nicely with these guys. He is taller than the Lightning Collection, and of course he's going to be taller than the Mezco turtles. They're pretty small. But you could definitely make this work if you wanted to mix and match IPs. Here's how Egon scales next to SH Figuarts Super Saiyan Full Power Son Goku and an SH Figuarts Vegeta with a different head on top. Again, he's taller than these guys, but he is gonna, blend in. If for some reason you want the Ghostbusters to cross over with Dragon Ball Z or any other anime figure, they'll definitely be probably taller than them, unless you have like a taller figure, such as some of the One Piece stuff, for instance. But yeah, it might look pretty cool. And for another size comparison for a crossover that I think it would be pretty cool, and I don't know why it hasn't happened yet, here's Egon standing next to the Jada Toys Shaggy Rogers and the Jada Toys Mummy. I think this would be pretty cool with some figure photography. Definitely mix and match these guys once you get the whole gang together and the whole Ghostbusters line together. It'd be pretty cool to see them all on one shelf or all in one image. And then last but not least, here he is standing next to the Marvel Legends animated series Spider-Man and the Marvel Legends Iron Man. He's taller than both of these guys, whereas Iron Man most of the time is taller than a lot of the things I review. Egon is quite tall, so he's going to tower over, not really tower per se, but he will be taller than both. And if you want to mix and match the Ghostbusters with your Marvel Legends collection, it will definitely work. So for my final thoughts, it's pretty similar to what I thought about Peter. I think they're cool figures. I don't think that they're worth $100 a piece, especially for the single carded ones that don't come with like a heck ton of accessories, and the articulation is limited. I still stand behind, I think for $101 that you should be able to do whatever you want with a figure. If these guys were like $35 a piece, sure, okay, limit the articulation, that's completely fine. But I don't think that you have to limit the articulation when it costs a ton, just to save aesthetic, or, they don't move that way. I just don't believe in that. Action figures are supposed to be fun, so let me have fun with them in whatever way I want. Again, case in point, the Jada Toys stuff, I'm pretty sure Shaggy Rogers shouldn't be doing backflips and Spider-Man poses, but he does. He can. The figure can anyway, as well as their, monster figures too, so... yeah, but I do like this figure a lot. It sucks about the neck ball joint situation. I'm going to see if I can heat that up and get it to work. If not, I'll have to contact Mondo and see if they can issue me a replacement, which hopefully that is without any issues. But yeah, Egon's my favorite Ghostbuster. Let me know down in the comment section below which one is yours, and if you had to pick up any one of these, which one would you pick up? Stay tuned for future reviews. I did order the Sam Hain Halloween figure just because I didn't like the original Sam Hain that came with Peter Venkman, plus I wasn't going to buy that 2-pack. But I do like the Halloween episode. That was kind of iconic for me, so I'll pick him up to put him on the shelf as like my one monster from the show. But thank you guys for watching. As always, take care and have a great rest of your day.